Where are you going?
Dada.
Really? All right. Tootle and Katy Caboose, a special treasure. Caboose, Katy Caboose.
Why are those tracks? How could there's a mountain there?
How come there's a mountain there? I'll tell you what, why don't we read the whole book, and then if you still have questions at the end, we'll do questions at the end. And if you want to come back to this picture,
No, Daddy.
look at it, yes?
How does the track connect to that track up there?
Yeah, jeez. Well, what you can't see is that there's a place in this picture where the track goes up the hill. So there's a hill, and there's I think it's called a grade, which is a place where the ground is at an angle, it's sloped. So you just don't see that part where the track goes around and then it goes up the hill. It's just not on.
Okay.
Not in the picture. You might see it in some of the other pictures. There is a magical place called, well, is that part of the... No, that's not part of the story. The bears were giving a springtime party in Cave Town. Please don't drop that on us,
Lion.
okay? That is a lion. Look all like stuffed animal stuff.
Doggy?
That's Pokey Little Puppy. We're going to have a
kitty cat?
treasure hunt, yes, said Baby Brown Bear's father.
And who's that name? Cat.
I don't know the name of the cat. Look all around, find something you think is very special, and bring it back. Then we'll all share our treasures. The big bear blew his whistle, and the hunt began. This is awful, said Katy Caboose. What kind of special treasure is going to be in the middle of a train track? I don't know, said Tootle, but remember, we can never go off the track. I know, said Katy Caboose with a sigh. Let's look anyway. Something may turn up, said Tootle, and off they went. Pokey Little Puppy knew right away what his treasure was going to be. He had buried a big bone a few weeks ago in the playground, and all he had to do was dig it up. Bones are special, he thought. They keep your teeth clean and healthy. Best of all, they taste good. He took off for the playground in a flash. Saggy Baggy Elephant. How is it? Oh, good. Saggy Baggy Elephant quickly found his treasure. It was right behind Baby Brown Bear's house in Cave Town. I can't believe it, he said. This is the most beautiful rock I've ever seen. It looks all wrinkly, just like me. The little elephant pushed the big rock with his trunk. This rock is extra special. It's not only the best-looking treasure, it's the heaviest. Tootle and Katy Caboose had traveled all over Little Golden Book Land and still hadn't found any special treasures. Nothing is pretty or shiny or different on the train tracks, moaned Katy Caboose. Maybe we aren't even special, said Tootle. We can't ever leave the train tracks and go off with everyone else. Maybe you are right, agreed Katy Caboose. The two sadly headed back to Cave Town. Shy little kitten decided to look for her treasure in the daisy patch. She sniffed and searched and searched and sniffed. Very good. Once she even sneezed, and then she stumbled upon a 4-leaf clover. This is a special treasure, she thought. 4-leaf clovers are very lucky. Shy little kitten, that's her name. Shy little kitten picked it and then padded back to the party. Baby Brown Bear climbed a tree and looked around. He didn't have to look far. Right next to him was a large
bumblebee
beehive. A treasure, cried Baby Brown Bear. Hives are special. They have honey in them. Baby Brown Bear looked closely at the hive. Good, he said. There are no bees inside. He climbed down the tree very carefully. He didn't want to drop his treasure. Tootle and Katy Caboose were almost back in Cave Town when Tootle stopped short. Listen, he said, I think I hear someone crying. It sounds like it's coming from that tunnel up ahead. The little engine switched on his bright headlight. Then he and Katy Caboose advanced into the dark opening. Look, said Tootle, it's one of the baby rabbits. The tiny animal stopped crying when he saw his friends. I'm so happy to see you, he said. I wasn't supposed to go off by myself, but I did. Then I got lost. It's lucky we found you, said Tootle. Hop aboard. We'll take you back to the party. Everyone cheered when Tootle and Katy Caboose returned to Cave Town with the missing rabbit. You two found a very special treasure, said Baby Brown Bear's father. But we would always help anyone that was lost or needed a ride, said Tootle. That's what makes you both so special, said the big bear. Anything is special when you care about it, he explained. And we all care about you two very much. Now, you have any questions? That is a short one. Do you have any questions?
How come we don't see him going up the mountain?
You mean in that first picture?
Yeah.
Well, that's just the way pictures are. Any picture has some things in it, but you can't put everything in a picture, or it'll look crazy. Like you know that the sun is shining, but you don't see the sun, right? The sun is not in the picture. It's not part of the picture. So there's a tunnel and there's a hill.
Where's a tunnel?
Well, you see, you don't see you read about the tunnel later in the book. We read that part where that rabbit was in the tunnel and they went into the tunnel. But that's another picture in the book. That's why these books that we read have more than one picture, because you can't put everything in one picture or it'll look crazy.
Now, Dad.
Yes?
What's those yellow things?
That is, what is that called? I don't know. A trestle, maybe? I'm not entirely sure, but you can see, what is that coming down through there?
Water.
So that's a waterfall, and you can see a little bit of the water coming up here. So there's a river or a stream coming up, probably coming down from the mountain, a mountain stream, and it comes down there in a waterfall, and you have to build it's like a little bridge over where the water goes, where the water falls.
Now, I want to see where that rabbit was crying.
You want to see where the rabbit was crying?
Yeah.
Really? All right. So there they go. There's another part of the Golden Book land or whatever. And so there they go through the tunnel. And there's the rabbit. Oh, help me. I'm lost.
Why those rocks put down there?
That's the kind of surface they put in for a train. If you want to go check out some train tracks sometime, and actually you've seen some train tracks, you'll see rocks or cinders because they have to make it hard so that it doesn't sink when the train, because if it's just dirt, I'm just guessing, I'm not entirely sure about this, but I think if it were just dirt, it might sink and go lower as the train went over it. So then the train tracks would get bent and twisted, and the train might go off the tracks. So they have to keep the tracks straight and level in order for the train to ride on it, and they need a really hard, strong surface below it. So they put rocks or cinders or things like that over it.
How come he's turning that way?
How come he's turning that way? Well, that's the way the tracks go. Trains have to ride on tracks. They can't.
How come he had to go back to the happy little to the party again?
Well, it was a treasure hunt. They started at the party, and then they went off, and each of them found a treasure. Because the bear found the beehive and the pokey little puppy.
Careful, because of bees, they might be buzzing.
Well, that was part of the story. He said, Baby Brown Bear looked closely at the hive. Good, he said. There are no bees inside. So he checked for bees before he took it.
Okay.
And the shy little kitten found a four-leaf clover.
Steal the honey.
Why would you do that?
And then get into a big truck. And I'm not gonna say anything. I'm rude.
Thank you. Thank you. What a sweet boy.